wasn't telling me when I was going to be gathering now. Couldn't get a signal from the show yesterday. Just thought I'd play and hang with y'all a little while tonight. Oh, thanks for finding me all. Tiny star is a big bright sun. In the morning when my day's begun, buy it hard from a corner store, like I did in the days before. Right. Oh, you listening? Oh. Right. Are you listening? In this small world, I'm a small man. Gonna start with the big plan. Gonna try to make a big sound. Gonna shake up a little ground. Listening, yeah. We're all right. Are you listening? The tiny star shining bright on me. I feel big in its company. If you own, I will shine for you. A tiny star big enough for two. I will shine and I will burn so bright. Are you listening? I will shine. I will burn so bright, yeah. All right. I get into these patterns sometimes that I find like every once in a while. When I say once in a while, I say like maybe once every 2 or 3 years, I'll find a song. I'll just come across a song, and to me it'll be like, it'll feel like a masterpiece kind of thing. It'll speak to me in a way that I just in some ways, right? It's when you're writing songs all the time, and when you're thinking about producing songs and arranging songs all the time, sometimes it removes, at least I should just speak for myself, sometimes I feel removed from the process of, I can enjoy music, any kind of music all the time, right? But sometimes I can't turn off the part of my brain that's kind of like a songwriter, a music arranger, a music producer, and sometimes it's hard to not think about the process of what the artist I'm listening to was thinking about or going for, whether they did it well or whether they... Anyways, every once in a while, I'll hear a song and it just floors me, you know. The combination of what the artist, I feel like, was feeling and trying to express, and how they did it sonically and how they did it lyrically. Anyways, I came across one of these songs by an artist that I had not known of before, but she's been around for a long time. She's been around since the late 90s. She was a young gal, but she was still coming out with music and making waves in the late 90s. And she's got all sorts of Grammys and all sorts of stuff, but I'm just not kind of oftentimes in that world. And I'm very much in a kind of a folk Americana lane, right? And this artist is, you know, self-described as someone who kind of gets off on combining music and tech, coming from just a very different world. Anyways, her name is Imogen Heap, and she came out with a song in the early, like I want to say like 2004 or something like that. It took me 21 years later to find this song. It's called Hide and Seek, and I was listening to it. I can't remember, I think it was Karina and I were in the van at some point a week or two ago, driving somewhere on a leg of the journey. I think Poche and Alex were in the car next to us, like sometimes we have to take two cars on you got the van and we've got like another car along with us because we're going in different directions after the last show, or I'm showing up from some crazy direction after being a daddy. Anyways, they had a car. Karina and I were sitting listening to music, and she played me this song called Hide and Seek, and it just got me. It got me, you know. For the last 2 weeks, I have probably listened to this song. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I've probably listened to this song over 500 times. I've spent whole car rides. And I'm not talking about like going to the grocery store. I'm talking about like 3 or 4 hour rides listening to this song. I love that. I love being inspired by another artist, and there are glimpses of that I get every single day. Cross paths with other great artists. There's great music all the time. And every once in a while, though, I get a chance for art to hit me deep, and it is a gift, you know. Anyways, it got me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and at one point, I'm listening to an interview that she gave, and she said early on in her life she Googled something like how to write a song, and she came up upon an essay from a writer, and in that essay, that writer had some phrase that she took as like kind of a personal mantra, and she shared it with me, and it struck me. She has this line. She heard this line, and she repeats this line. It's become a part of her life and a part of her world. Her line is, "Focus on what you can see on the headlights." Focus on what you can see in the headlights. And what that means essentially is that, you know, we for those of us who look ahead, for those of us who set goals, for those of us who sometimes bite off more than we can chew, right? It is easy to kind of look a bunch of steps down the road and say, I have no fucking idea how I'm gonna get there. It's easy to look down the road a month from now and say, I have no idea how I'm gonna get there, right? Sometimes it's, you know, it's hard to imagine how you're even gonna get a week down the road, you know. Focus on what you can see in the headlights. tackle the thing in front of you. She was talking about it in terms of songwriting, in terms of arranging, composing, putting together music, producing music, right? And that is a poignant approach to it. There's so often times when I'm trying to write or trying to produce or arrange something and it's just not there, and and if you can just focus on what you can see in the headlights, focus on the next thing, focus on the next line, focus on the thing that you feel. Don't focus on the thing that it is not, because it's not there yet. Focus on what you can see in the headlights, and I like that. I'm having a day, y'all. I mean, sometimes, right? We're out for a number of days in a row, and it's hard because, being on tour is hard. And there's a lot of driving and a lot of loading and a lot of plan. As I talk about a lot, sometimes being at home is hard. The 1 and a 3-year-old, trying to be a good daddy, trying to build a good family. Trying to create a place of stability in our hearts when we have an untraditional lifestyle in our family. Sometimes the one-offs are the hardest for me because, I don't like to stay away from home more than I have to. So, as an example, we played this awesome fundraiser for an incredible organization called Foster Parrots, an organization dedicated to protecting and caring for the birds that are victims of the black market, tropical bird trade. These folks in tropical areas in our world will kind of catch these birds and sell them for pets, and they make terrible pets. They live for 80 years, and they're wild creatures. They don't like being caged up. They pluck out their feathers, they squawk, they self-harm, they're super intelligent little beings, and anyways, it's a problem. And these people are so passionate about these birds. And we were down there, and we wanted to support them. We otherwise would not be on the road this weekend, and I was grateful for that because I got Friday night home with my family. I got all day today home with my family. The show was 5 or 6 hours away in Rhode Island, and so I put the girls down to sleep on Friday night. After spending Friday night with Allie and Willa and Piper, we went out to pizza. We had an awesome family time. We got the girls down. I drove down to Providence, Rhode Island, where I got some hours of sleep and woke up, and then drove over to the gig, and we loaded in, and we did our sound check, and we played this event that was inspiring and moving around folks that have been in the trenches, focus on what they can see in the headlights for many, many years, through ups and downs. They had a fire on their facility a handful of years ago, and birds died, and they were crushed. Their souls were fucking crushed, right? And they're building it back. They're building a $9 million facility now to care for these birds, and it was inspiring to be around them. We played probably and stayed probably a little later than, was expected. Par for the course, but man, I wanted to drive back after the show. It was long, and I was already tired from a long day. And it was one of those drives when a couple hours into it, I knew that I had to figure something out, because if I just tried to push myself any harder, it wasn't going to be safe. And I pulled over and I slept for a little while, and then I made myself get up, and pulled over an hour or two later, and I slept again. And I finally got in at about 4:30 a.m. Woke up at 7:30, home with my girls, spent a day, and it was a good day. It was a really good day. I mean, there were a couple moments where I was not at my best. I was tired. My eyes, the feeling when your eyes are stingy and bleedy. That's what it felt like. Weird combination, right? To be motivated, to be like, to want to be present and to be there with your family and to be so strung out at the same time. Well, the girls are asleep now. It was a good day. They're happy girls. I'm just sitting down, focusing on what I can see in the headlines. Focusing on what I can see in the headlines. On nights like today, when I know that there's stuff that I should be tackling for the Ezra group before I go to sleep. Right? We've got this album that's about to come out, start rolling out. We're gonna release our first single, Revelate. We started working with this amazing artist who's coming out with amazing artwork, not just for Revelate, but for Ezra group and all the stuff that we're gonna do. He's also gonna be working with the folks from Rally Sound on the Ramble. And the Ramble, we have this incredible community of people, this army of volunteers that's putting together this huge inspiring festival, and there's so many things that need to happen. Out there in the world, there are more and more people listening to our music, and I wanna catch that fire. I wanna hold that fire. After so many years of playing songs and wishing people were out there listening, we had over 60,000 people listening to our music on Spotify alone last month, and I want to do right by them, and I want to do right by my bandies who sacrificed so much to be on the road with us, with me. I want them to be successful. I want us to be successful so they can be successful. I want us to be successful so that Rally Sound and Ramble can be successful. I want us to be successful so that our friends who are musicians and come and open for us and play at events like the Ramble, right, can ride the wave with us, because I believe that the rising tide rises all the ships, I do. And I want us to be successful so that I can give my little girls all the things that they want in their life, and I don't want my eyes to be fucking stinging tired for a little while, I don't want to take a week or two to just fucking lay under the covers and sleep, and that ain't a fucking option for the next couple decades, I think. Focus what I can see in the headlines. Focus on what I can see in the headlines. Focus on what I can see in the headlines. And I'm gonna get some sleep tonight, and I'm gonna zoom out tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna think about all the things that I think about every day. I'm going to obsess about all the things that I obsess about every day. And I'll come at it with a different perspective. I'll be able to zoom out a little bit, and I'll remind myself of all the things that inspire me. In fact, all of those things I just mentioned inspire the fuck out of me when I think about them. How lucky am I to have the life that I live, right? But in the whirlwind, in the dust cloud, down in the trenches, I'm focused on what I can see in the headlines. Focus on what I can see in the headlines. And I was tired. I wanted to roll into bed. We hadn't gathered this weekend, and I had to have a conversation with myself, because I know y'all are cool, and I could have said, you know what, guys, we're gonna just do a couple extra gatherings this week, and this is a bad day. And then, I said to myself, you know what? I need to just sit down and pour it all out for a little bit, because that reminds me of who I am too. And it reminds me of why I make music. Right? Somehow being able to talk about it and let yourself be vulnerable through all of it. It helps it all feel okay. It reminds me that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one trying to drive in the dark. Focus on what we can see in the headlights. Focus on what we can see in the headlights. We will shine. Man, I will burn so bright. Are you listening? I will shine. I will burn so bright. All right, all right. Focus. All right. Focus. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wounded earth base. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the sign of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to golden we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we have. For these moments will pass lightly, and they won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the bar when the working is through. Let us drink one of me. Let us drink one of you, yeah. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around and good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one damn slow. Let us drink one damn fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I'll see you soon.